I'm Hayden, and this is my husband Aaron. In January, we sold everything to travel to every country in the world, and after being quarantined for the past 6 months, we're back! Currently, we're in Cozumel, Mexico, where we've been ticking off some big bucket list items.
You guys, we're about to cross off one of my biggest bucket list items today, and that is we're gonna go rescue some baby sea turtles. I can't wait. We're gonna dig into the sand and pull them out, the ones that couldn't get out on their own, and then I guess we have to clean them up and count them and then just launch them out into the sea.
We're gonna watch hundreds of tiny little baby sea turtles running to freedom. But first, if you've been watching our channel for any extended period of time, you know that we love to highlight the vegan food in every location that we visit. So today, we're heading first to the only all-vegan restaurant here in Cozumel. It's called Cali Cafe, and we've heard some really good things, so we're excited. We're gonna get fueled up for some turtle rescue. Whoop whoop!
I'm drinking tamarind agua de dia, which is one of the things we both missed so much about Mexico.
So it's been a long time since we've been out in the world into a restaurant, and so I think I'm just extra excited, more than I'd ever been eating out. So I got a chicken sandy. There's sprouts and avocado and cheese and pickles, which are my favorite. Look at that baby. So there's a lot of flavors in here. There's guacamole, which comes through most prominently, and the cheese is nice and melted, and the crispy chicken and the sprouts. I honestly couldn't have asked for a better lunch.
I went with my traditional choice, the buffalo chicken sandwich. There were a couple of things on the menu that I was really interested in, but I've got to try it. You could definitely use a little bit more buffalo sauce, but it's nice because there's mayo underneath there, and that kind of keeps it a little bit more flavorful, but I would definitely go for more buffalo.
We're getting a brownie now for dessert. Postres.
Ooh, the chocolate just squirted out of the bottom. There's a few desserts I love more than a good brownie. This is a great brownie. The cake, I know it's a term you hate, but it's moist. And it's topped with a little bit of chocolate chips and then some peanut butter, which really comes through. And then you scrape up some of that chocolate from underneath. And,
Well, we're getting hit with a little bit of rain right now. And it's hard to tell what it's going to do because there's some patches where it looks a little clearer and the patches where it looks a little darker. But, you know, it is what it is. Unless they cancel it, we'll just be working in the rain. It might just be a GoPro type of thing. But those waves out there are crazy, man.
The most common types of sea turtles found in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico are green, loggerheads, and hawksbill turtles. The nests that we're about to dig up are from the green sea turtles. Every year, female turtles return to the same beach that they were born on to lay upwards of 200 eggs over a meter deep in the sand. After about 50 days, the eggs begin to hatch and the majority of the baby turtles climb out of the sand and make their way to the ocean all on their own. However, many of the turtles don't actually make it out of the nest alive. That's where we come in. The nests are marked all along the beach with information about when the eggs were laid and which ones have already hatched. Today, we're digging up the stragglers who have had 3 days to try to make it out on their own, but would have otherwise died, never having seen the sky or the ocean.
We're here and we've just been given our spot where the nest has already come out. The majority of the babies have already come out. Now we have to dig down all the way to the bottom of the nest, pull everything out of there, and make sure that there's no live babies left behind. Hopefully we don't find too many dead ones. Yeah, I found a baby. Oh, there's 2 of them. Stop it! Look at him! Aww. Oh my goodness! Look at him! Oh, sweet babies! Aww. That's so Look at Oh my god! There's so many of them!
So basically what's happening is we're pulling up all of the little turtles, and like we found them immediately. It was so cool. Like we barely got down anywhere. And now we're basically pulling up what are all of the eggs. You can see here are all of the eggs that have already hatched, or there's a couple of dead turtles in there too, and it's just what happens. They're not all gonna make it, unfortunately. And so we're digging down to the bottom to make sure that the ones at the bottom aren't still alive, because those are said to be like the real rescues who wouldn't have made it if we weren't here digging them up in the first place. It takes the turtles 3 days to climb out, so they were saying that they've developed enough they can tell that they've been in there for the full 3 days. And so we just saved like, I don't know, there's at least like 30 of them. How many do you say there are in there? 30? Maybe like 30 of them.
Look at this little guy! Oh my god, they're so tiny. Look how big they are compared to my hand. You can't see, but I'm grinning.
So the first nest that we found, we recovered 21 baby turtles, which actually is a bad thing. That means that the majority of them hadn't made it out of the nest on their own. And at the end, we found like all of the unfertilized eggs and the eggs that just like didn't make it. They had been infested with maggots. So that's unfortunately just like means that the nest had gone bad. So we've moved over to a second nest now, and we've only found one turtle so far, which is actually a good thing, because that means that the majority of them made it to the sea all on their own. This is so cool. Like, this is the best thing. So awesome. So this is the kind of shells that we want to find. We want to find the ones that have all basically hatched. So for our purposes, like, yes, we want to see the turtles and we want to pull them up, and it was like thrilling to find 21 of them, but that just means that a lot of them didn't make it, and that a good nest is one that you wouldn't find a single live turtle, and you would just find fully hatched shells. So this second nest, we've only now found 2 turtles that have come out of it. So that's like a much happier, healthier nest. And Aaron's doing all the hard work. Look at him go.
Just means when I do save one, it's that much more rewarding.
Yeah.
We pulled 103 eggs out of that nest, so that's a fantastic sign. Looks like pretty much every one of them hatched, and we only pulled 2 live ones out of there, so we saved 2.
After we finished with our nests, we gathered around one where the babies were about to break the surface to make a run for the water. It's helpful to have people around while they make their maiden voyage, because we could deter any predators from picking them off before they made it to the water, like the vultures that were circling overhead. It was amazing to see how they instinctually headed straight for the ocean.
Did it! I just watched a whole nest of turtles rush out to the ocean. That was incredible. That was one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen in my life.
Bye, little buddy. You're about to be free.
Then it was time to release the turtles that we had rescued. We felt like proud parents watching them make their way to freedom.
That was the coolest, most indescribable thing ever.
I I don't have words. Like, all of a sudden we were here, and then there were baby turtles everywhere. Like, we weren't supposed to have pulled up like more than maybe 10 in a nest, they were saying, and the one that we got, there was like 25, I think 21 in the very first.
Which is unfortunate
nest.
Because the nest had become infested, and so
Maggots.
really we only pulled the 21 that survived out of there.
Yeah.
So the second nest was much better. We only pulled 2 out of there. We had like 102, 103 hatched eggs. That meant the majority of the nest escaped on their own.
Yeah.
So,
and there was a couple little stragglers like way at the bottom
Yeah.
that definitely would not have survived had Aaron not dug them up.
when we got to release them, like I teared
were so
up. It was just such an incredible moment to just watch them go on their business. Like it's indescribable. Like there's not words for the feelings that I had in that moment. It's really something you have to experience.
It was just
Magical.
It was magical. Was it everything you dreamed of? Your
Blew-
bucket list?
It blew my mind. Like I said, there aren't words to describe the feelings. Like there's something about knowing that there are turtles that are going to have a chance at living just because of what we did. Like the raw emotion and power that comes with that. It's why I like doing things for animals.
It was an amazing experience. That's it. That's all. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Yum. It's kind of weird to eat American food after being in Mexico for 3 weeks. It was the first like processed thing we've put in our bodies. We've just been living off of rice and beans, which we're not complaining about at all. I just wish I had chosen like a Mexican dish and not just like reverted immediately back to our old habits. Like Aaron got buffalo because that's what he gets every time there's on a menu, but...
Fantastique.
Are you French?
Huh.
Fantastico.
Fantastico.